You just watched ChatGPT recommend my company, unprompted, unpaid, as the #1 marketing company in our local market. Not a Google ad, not a boosted post, not an influencer deal. The AI just decided that we were the answer. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how that happened. Because the system behind it is something any business owner or agency can build. And honestly, most of your competitors have no idea it even exists. Stay with me because this is where it gets super interesting. If you're new here, I'm Zues Ordaz. I run a marketing agency in Minnesota and I build content to help entrepreneurs actually understand what's moving the needle. Not what was moving the needle 3 years ago, but right now. And the biggest shift in how buyers find businesses is this. They're not Googling you anymore. They're asking AI. And I don't mean next year, I mean right now. A 2026 Bright Local survey found that 45% of consumers used AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity to find local businesses in the past year. The year before that, it was 6%. That's a 7-fold increase in 12 months. And here's the part that should wake you up. An SOCI analysis of over 350,000 business locations found that only 1.2% of local businesses are actually being recommended by ChatGPT. That gap between how buyers are now searching and which businesses are actually showing up is either the biggest problem in your business right now or it's the biggest opportunity. Depends entirely on what you do next. So the real question is this: what gets a business recommended by AI in the first place? Because most people think it's followers or ad spend or posting more content, and those things do matter, but that's not what these AI tools are pulling from when they form an opinion about your business. ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, they don't recommend whoever shouts the loudest. They recommend whoever the web already trusts. Specifically, they're looking for indexed third-party references. Think news sites, industry publications, citations from other domains that aren't yours, the kind of content that signals to an AI, this business is real, it's credible, other sources acknowledge it exists, and one of the most underutilized ways to build that footprint right now is press release distribution. I know what you're thinking. Press release? That's a 2005 thing. Corporate announcements and fax machines. That's a very different lens than what I'm about to show you, because when press release distribution is used as authority infrastructure instead of a PR stunt, it becomes one of the most direct paths to AI search visibility available. Now, quick transparency before we get into this video is sponsored by EIN Presswire, a press release distribution service by Newsmatics. They reached out because my content focuses on exactly this kind of authority infrastructure for businesses. But here's what I want to be clear about. I didn't make a demo video about their platform. I actually used their platform for my own company, and I'm going to show you what happened. Let's get into it. This is EIN Presswire. What you're looking at here is the distribution network. 200 plus news sites, Google News, industry news databases, editorial outlets, real infrastructure, and there's something the homepage makes clear that matters. This is not a link farm. EIN Presswire has been in the press release distribution space since 1995. The pickups are real, the indexing is real, and the editorial review process, which I'll get into in a second, actually forces you to write something newsworthy, which turns out to be a feature, not a bug. When you click into creating a new release, it's 3 steps. Write it, preview it, choose your distribution, the pop-up walks you through exactly what to expect, and you can save drafts at any point, which is useful because you want to have your press release fully written before you start the submission flow. Now, here's where I want you to pay close attention, because the form itself is where strategy lives. Headline, subtitle, body copy, between 700 to 2,500 words, depending on your package, contact information, social links, and this is important. 3 keyword anchor links embedded inside the body of your release. Those anchor links are your SEO infrastructure. When your press release gets picked up on 200 plus sites, every single one of those sites now has your target keywords linking back to your domain. That's not a press release, that's a link building campaign wrapped inside a credibility asset. For my release, I anchored to New Gen Marketing Company, AI Prompt Vault, and Generative Engine Optimization. 3 terms I want AI systems and search engines to associate with my business. The other section most people skip is the embedded quote. The quote in your press release is what gets pulled when news sites format your release for their readers. Mine was AI search doesn't recommend whoever shouts loudest, it recommends whoever the web already trusts. The businesses that build that trust now will own their category for years. Write a quote you'd actually say, because it's going to end up on hundreds of sites with your name attached to it. And then you submit. EIN Presswire's review process typically takes about 2 hours during business hours. If you're a brand new account, build in up to 2 business days for first-time account verification. Plan for that before you schedule your recording session. I also uploaded images inside the release itself, including a graphic I made showing all 3 AI results recommending my agency. That graphic now lives inside a piece of content that's getting distributed to 200 plus news sites. It becomes part of the authority footprint. Treat the press release like content, because it is. All right, here's what I actually want you to see. This is me running the search in ChatGPT. The query was, what's the best marketing company in Worthington, Minnesota? Number 1 is New Gen Marketing Company, with a breakdown of every service we offer, a recommendation table by business goal, and a final verdict placing us at the top. This isn't a paid result. This is the AI synthesizing everything it knows about the web, news sites, citations, content, directory listings, and deciding that my agency is the most credible answer. Now, I ran the same search in Gemini, I got the same result, and Perplexity, all 3, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, number 1. Now here's me being direct with you. Press release distribution isn't the only thing that got us here. I have a YouTube channel, a consistent content presence, a structured website, all of that matters. But the press release distribution created something specific, indexed third-party references to my business on credible domains. And that is exactly what AI systems look for when they decide who to recommend. Most of your competitors haven't done this. That's not a small window. Right now, that's a category-defining opportunity for whoever moves first. Now, here's where this should make your brain go a little crazy, especially if you're a freelancer, an agency owner, or anyone building a service business. Turn this into a product. EIN Presswire's corporate plan breaks down to about $66 per release. Their Pro Plus plan is right around $100 per release. Meanwhile, press release distribution as a service to a small business client, I charge $800 for that at minimum. But here's what actually changes the conversation. You're not selling a press release. You're selling AI visibility infrastructure. You're selling the system that gets a local business recommended by ChatGPT in their own city. That is a completely different value proposition than I'll write you a press release. Projects expire, systems compound. The demand for this is growing. The education gap is even bigger. Most small business owners have no idea this service even exists, let alone what it's worth. You can be the person who shows them. So here's where I land on this after going through it myself. EIN Presswire does what it says it does. The distribution is real. The editorial review is real, and it actually helps you because it forces your press release to meet a standard that AI tools respect. The pricing is honest, and the infrastructure it builds is exactly what the current AI search landscape rewards. If you're a local business owner in a market where most competitors haven't thought about geo yet, this is one of the most direct paths to building AI search visibility that exists right now. If you're building a service business or an agency, this is underpriced priced relative to what you can charge for it, and that window will not stay open forever. The link to get started with EIN Presswire is in the description below, and if you want the full system, the exact prompts, templates, and workflows I use to build AI visibility for my business and my clients, I put it all together in a free guide in the description down below, no cost. Everything I actually use, that link is in the description. If this gave you any ideas or value, hit like and subscribe. I drop content like this regularly for entrepreneurs who want to use AI as leverage, not just talk about it. This is Zeus Ordaz. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.